August is National Immunization Awareness Month, highlighting protection against vaccine-preventable diseases. And with so many people finishing up their vacations and heading back to school, it's important information.
So joining us this morning is Dr. Katie Bright with Bayless Integrated Healthcare. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So we know it is back to school, but are there certain times of year where it is best to be vaccinated and take care of that with your kids?
Yeah, great question. I think that as a primary care physician, it's always a good time to catch up on vaccines. So I tell everybody, every time you're at your doctor, your primary care provider is a good time to ask, am I up to date? We think of immunizations being a childhood thing, and a lot of them are, but there's vaccines that we recommend lifelong.
Yeah.
So I think it's always a good time to talk about, do I need anything?
What are the main ones that you should get, that people should get?
So the good news is we follow this immunization vaccination schedule, and it's all dictated by tons and tons of evidence and research that goes into it. So we follow that vaccination schedule, and we'll be able to tell you, depending on whether you're, it's your baby or it's an adult or a geriatric patient, what you're due for. And really, we make that recommendation because the research and the evidence behind it is so good. So we're going to follow that vaccination schedule.
Well, you do have a valley that is expanding, though. People are moving all the time, maybe switching doctors. So what's the best practice to stay on top of that also, so that have your kids been immunized yet, or let your new doctor know?
I think that's a great question, and thank goodness we have technology evolving with us.
Yes.
So we have Arizona State Immunization Services database. So every time we give a vaccination to any little kiddo or adult now, we log it into this database so it can move with you. Because these little vaccination books, often parents lose them. We spill coffee on them.
You head to college and you have no idea. You lose all track.
So fortunately, this database keeps us up to date so we can move with our patients and let them know what they're due for, regardless of where they moved from.
Yeah, and so important for this time of year when they're headed back to school as well.
I love it. Back to school season, sports physical season is an excellent time to capture the kiddos.
The next one is going to be, though, fall breaks, and so some people will capitalize on that. Take vacations. If for some reason you're not vaccinated before then, as important, more important before you travel?
I love that you asked that. So another great time besides back to school season is before travel.
Yeah.
So even, wherever you're traveling, it's nice to get tuned up. Everyone probably remembers the measles scare at Disneyland back in 2016.
Yes.
So when you're going to be exposed to bodies converging from all over, it's nice to make sure you're up to date and protected. And then on top of that, even if you're going internationally, what we'll do is check the CDC and talk together about what region you're traveling to. And we can make sure you have all the vaccines, even the travel vaccines that you need to keep you safe.
All right, excellent information. Appreciate it.
And so if anybody has questions for you, they're looking for a new doctor, how can they contact you?
So I work with Bayless Integrated Healthcare. We do primary care, and we're integrated with behavioral health as well, so taking care of emotional and physical health care. But ask your primary care provider, and if you don't have one, great time to get one so you can find out what you might need from a vaccine standpoint.
Dr. Bright, thank you so much. We appreciate you this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, well, coming up.